Now, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to put the sidewalls on. Okay? So to do that, like I showed in class, I'm going to extrude using the edge of the surface. It's important to use the edge of the surface. Actually, before I do that, though, I have to ask you, do you like this or do you want more of a crease?
No, I like them.
Okay. All right. So I've got the two curves. I'm going to just pull them down. That's fine. I want them to be even with the C-plane, so I'll turn on the control points. Oh, I have to explode it first because they're extrusions. I hate that. Now turn on the points. Grab these two rows. I have no idea. These are new surfaces. So this button might select them all, or this button might select them all. I'm going to try that one. I was wrong. So I'll try this one. Perfect. I'm just going to project a C-plane. Whoa, hang on a minute. I have to make sure it's at the top C-plane. Top C-plane. There. Just like yours. Okay? But now what I want to do is I want to round the edges. I don't want a corner. Corners are bad. So I'm going to grab the top rows. And I'm going to move those down. I can use gumball for that. Or I can go into a front C-plane, either one. I'm going to move them down a ways. Okay. I'm going to turn these points on. I'm going to grab these two outlying rows. I'm going to move those up a ways. Because I want this to really round off. Okay. Now, my fear is I only have 5 rows of points, and I'm afraid when I match this that I'm going to lose something here, but I'll try it and see. Surface, Edit Tools, Match. And I want to look at what happened here. See how I lost that? It's because there's not enough control points for Rhino to control the surface. I figured that would be the case. So after I do my basic sculpting, I come in and throw in some points so it'll be strong, rigid. So Edit, Control Points. What you want to do is not insert points. You want to insert not. We want them to go this way. We don't want them this way. So I just hit T for toggle, or I can click toggle.
Toggle goes up.
It just switches the direction. Same thing when you're extracting an isocurve. If you hit extract isocurve and it's not the direction you want, just hit toggle and it goes the other direction. Because otherwise you got to pick select direction U or direction V. Do you know which direction this is? I don't. So toggle is a whole lot faster. Now, I want it to be symmetrical. Same on both sides. So symmetrical equals yes. Look at that. Okay. I'm going to give us some extra points in the middle. It won't change your shape at all. Adding a knot won't change the shape. Taking it away will. But we're just giving Rhino more information. Rhino goes, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, see, no change. And I'm going to put one out here towards the sides. On both sides. So now we have more points. Okay? You don't want to do that in the beginning because if you're trying to do all that careful sculpting and you have a lot more points, that's a headache. When you're sculpting, you want very few points. After that, you can add points, add points, add points. This is weird. Hang on. Someone's calling me. Hang on. Hello? Hello? That's my doctor. Hang on. Oh, I'm not talking to him. They're just confirming my appointment. Yeah. Gonna go check my eye. All right. As we were. Now watch the difference when I do the match. Notice how that didn't change. Your top stayed the same. And the reason it stayed the same is there are more points in here. Remember the curve math from the very beginning of your learning Rhino. That when you have a third degree point, third degree curve, or a third degree surface, if you move 1 point, it affects it 2 points away.
Yeah.
Okay? So we didn't have enough points in between. So moving this 1 point moved this point, and it was moving one of these points up here, which was changing the whole shape. Throw in some extra points. Yeah, it has more resistance. Yeah. Okay? So that's good. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Oh, match curve. Match surface, I'm sorry. Same thing. Okay? Nice and smooth. Now, I usually don't like what Rhino does right here at the corner because it puts this row of points right on top of that row of points, which to me always looks a little crazy. So I think that's this direction, yeah. So I usually like to come back in and just lift them up a little bit, just because it gives a little bit more softness. Okay, so you have a basic leaf form now, right? Yeah, and you can do whatever you want to with it. By the way, these surfaces don't matter. We can throw them away at any time and recreate them. Okay? So for example, I'm not saying this is something you want to do, but if you did, I can throw those away. Just because I don't want to have to control them. I can come in, turn on the control points, and say, you know what? I don't like this lump. Now, I made this based off the original curves. But maybe after working with the surface for a bit, you decided you wanted something a little smoother. As long as you make sure you drag all the points all the way down. Don't just touch one. That'll kill you. Drag a window. Drag a window. Because if you don't, what's happening here is you're not selecting 1 point. You're selecting 2. And if you just click, you'll pick one or the other. And see this nice smoothness? Bye-bye. Yeah. So when you're control point editing in an orthographic view, because you can't see all the points, make sure you drag a window so you get everything all the way down. But so if I want to change it, I can. If I want to change this, nobody's stopping me. I can do whatever I want. And if I want to play with the form, let's say you did want that sharper crease back. Let's select those rows. But we don't want it all the way to the front. Say we want the front to stay kind of smoother, but we want the back to be more creased. You can do anything you want. Okay?
But it won't affect the maquette.
No. No. The maquette was just a sketch. This is your finished leaf. No one's ever going to see that maquette but you.
Oh, okay.
That was just so Carminaoh understood how thick she wanted it, the basic shape. But now you're done with the maquette for this leaf. You're actually making the finished leaf. So it's whatever you want. You know, if you want it to have more of a puffiness, let's say through here, where it's fatter. But you don't want it on both sides. You just want it on this side. Fine. what if you want to have the groove go deeper here? As long as you don't move them side to side, as long as they're up and down, nothing will happen. If you want them, you can move them side to side. It's just a little more dangerous.
From the perspective only.
Yep. And you can actually, and I always say revolve, look around, make sure you like what you're doing, so that you can change things that you don't like. Keep in mind that the more fancy you make one, you may have to make them all more fancy. So you might not want to do that. You might want to keep them simple. If I want to take this ridge out right here, I just... Now it's smoother. If I want to make the ridge really sharp through here, I'm going to need more points to do that. But actually, I see kind of a dent right here. I want to fix that. So I'm going to grab this one, pull it up.
That's good.
Yeah. But if I wanted, I'll undo it, but if I wanted to put a sharp ridge on here, I would insert knot. So edit tools, control points, insert knot. Once again, with symmetrical on. I'm going to pull these nice and close to that center row. Won't change a thing. It's going to look exactly the same. But now let's say I want it really... I'm going to get rid of gumball. Let's say I want it to be really pinched through here. Really sharp. Well, the way you make sharp with control points is you bring them closer together. If you want a corner, bring them on top of each other. But the closer you get, the more of a crease you get. I'm going to do a 2D scale Carminaoh. So they can't go up and down. They can only go this way. Point snap. Grab this point. Pull them close together. I'll do the same thing here. And I'll do the same thing here. But not as much. And I'll do the same thing here, but less. Soft crease, sharp crease, soft crease. This is the only way to do this, is to come in and do it by hand. It's like carving wax. You can make anything you want this way. And if you decide that you don't like it, unlike wax, you just undo.
You can add undo on one.
That's right. Now that we've done this, we want to put the sides back on. So, surface, extrude, straight, edge, edge. Don't care how far down it goes because I'm just going to turn on the points. I have to explode it first. Going to grab a couple of points here. Grab those rows, project them back to the C-plane. And then to make sure that everything is... Actually, everything looks like it's still matching. I can turn on the E-map. See how smooth it is. If we'd have changed points down at the edge, I would rematch. But we didn't change anything at the edge. We just moved them back and forth. And it's still nice and smooth.
That's nice.
Yep. The only thing you have to do now is the point. And the point... Okay, this curve may not be matching anymore. I'll make sure it does by making a new curve. Which drawing tool would I use to make a rounded curve right here?
Is that the extra...
Blend.
Yeah, extra blend.
Yeah. Curve,
Oh, just
blend with adjustable curve. Yeah, adjustable curve blend. Make sure I get my edge of my surface, because that drawing doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right.
Get the edge of my surface.
You had this with the scrolls.
Yep. And now I'm going to pull these points out. That's pretty good. That's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
I can throw that away now. I'm going to extrude this straight up until it matches here. Because this curve was smooth, this surface will be smooth. because it's just straight up and down. And now I need to extract an iso curve down the middle. I don't like that direction. Key enter toggle. I want it basically in the middle. But I'm not picky because in this case, middle doesn't look right. It looks off to the side. So to heck with middle. I'm going to put it right here because that's where the actual middle on my design is here. And I want to put another, I need to get another iso curve here. I'm going to pick something. Now, if I want it to be a straight line, and usually I do, Carminaoh, I like my cross sections to be in a straight plane. If I want that, I'll grab this curve, extend it by line. That guarantees I get a straight line. I'll make it nice and long. I'll explode it so I only get this piece, and I'll project that onto that surface. That's a perfectly straight line from here to here.
Yeah.
But it's not important to do that. I just like to do it because I'm from Utah and I'm picky. Okay. Curve, blend curves, adjustable blend curve. Not you. Not you. You. And you. Okay. Adjust my points. Till I see something I like. And when we're doing a 3-rail surface from Surface and Curve Network, we have to have 1 rail, 2 rail, 3 rail. Right now we have 1 surface here. I need to split the edge right here. Right now that's all 1 edge. When I click right here, now it's 2. The rest of it's easy. Surface from Curve Network. Edge rail, curve rail, edge rail. There's my 3 rails. Edge section.
Fantastic.
And then join it together. And then we'll come in the back and we'll just cap it. Go ahead and I'll just use this surface. Trim this line off. I'll extrude that line straight up. Use this to cut away the rest. And join that together. And then I'll cap the bottom. Solid cap planar holes. Put a bottom on it. That pedal is finished. Okay? I'm going to turn off the curves. And bring back your maquette. Going to use grid snap to move it out of the way so we can move it back. That's the only reason I use grid snap, is so I can move things back and forth accurately. There's the maquette.
Wow, big difference.
There's the finish. This is ready to be assembled into your final piece.